Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Games Workshop. I want to say a warm welcome to all of you new subscribers and viewers, and a massive thank you to everybody that supports the channel, all of you members and Patreons and everyone that uses the Element Games affiliate link. It really does make a difference. Even if you're making an order for £20-30 or so, it helps the channel out and allows me to pick up the models to unbox and review. So without further ado, let's go on over to Warhammer community website right here, and if we go to all of the news there, and we go back about a week, so that would have been the 28th of June, and last weekend we had all of the pre-orders for Space Wolves. So we had the Codex Supplement Space Wolves, we had the Special Edition Codex, Logan Grimnar, which I think is one of the best models of the release. You've got Najal Stormcaller, Arjak Rockfist, or Thor, you know, he's throwing that hammer, it's quite cool. The Wolf Priest, the Wolfguard Battle Leader, which was in the Army box set. The Wolfguard Terminators, which I also think are fantastic and long overdue. The Wolfguard Head Takers, the Blood Claws finally releasing separately, and the Grey Hunters. The Space Wolves datasheet card set, and the dice. We also had the Space Marines drop pods, which are the only things that I pre-ordered last week, just for the channel. I'm not a big fan. I much prefer the older ones that you could open or close. I think when there's a model that they release and it's got less options, less posability, it is a step backwards in my opinion. But we'll have a look at those. We've also got the Shrine statue, which has been around for a long time, many years, probably six years or so, maybe more. And yeah, that's available separately. Black Library, we had the Dawn of Fire, the Silent King special edition, and then the novel as well in hardback, I think. And then we had that one in paperback, as well as different languages. We've got the Paragon of Faith and Other Stories, and Ravener the Omnibus, which seemed very popular. And if you haven't read any of the Ravener books or weren't able to pick them up separately, I thoroughly recommend that series. Some of Dan Abnett's best work. Above and Beyond by Denny Flowers, Demon Hammer by Darius Hinks, Oath of Damnation by Robbie McNiven, and Ever Chosen. So in a way, it kind of feels like Black Library anniversary with the amount of novels that they had up for pre-order last Saturday. The very next day, on the Sunday, I breathed a sigh of relief because it wasn't the Horus Heresy new releases. I think they will be up for pre-order next weekend on July the 12th, so stay tuned. We'll find out tomorrow at 6 PM if that is the case, and I'm hoping it's just the box set, and then the tanks and all the other releases are later on, along with all of the units that are in that box set separately. So up for pre-order today is the Idoneth Deepkin Breach the Wave. So you've got the Battle Tome, you've got the smaller book, and then you've got the cards. Yeah, the Gamers Edition. New model, Icon of the Sea, looks fantastic. I like the different options that it gives you, although they are going to look very similar, especially because it's got the same kind of sea creatures there in that wave. You've got Mathala, Oracle of the Abyss. Again, very nice looking model. I like the sea creatures. You've got Idoneth Deepkin Manifestation, so I think these are kind of like the endless spells sort of thing, but they look cool. You've got Isharan Soul Scryer. You've got the Spearhead Achillean Tide Guard, and then you've got the War Scroll cards and dice set. I like the dice, they look kind of translucent. It's a shame they only show like the packaging of them and not, you know, them out of the packaging. That would have been a better decision. White Dwarf 514, Lords of Change, and then we've got a Skaven Deathmaster plush. Yep, and then Warhammer Plus, we have Lore Masters, Victory Pointers, and some Citadel Colour Masterclass. So not a massive amount of pre-orders. up for today, but we will go through them. The rest of the news consisted of Celebrate Chaos with a free miniature of the month. So yeah, you got one of these Goremongers, and then you've got a paint set, and then the collectible coin. Nice collectible coin though, it's like a Horus Heresy one. And then yeah. Then we had Rules in the Age of Darkness, the journal Tactica. Very, very cool looking army there. Armies. That is the Salamanders. The Istvan 5 Drop Site Massacre Part 1. Each journal is a 48-page softback book. That's a shame. It really is a shame. And it's a shame that they've split it. Yeah, Part 1, Part 2. I don't know whether I will go for it being softback. I would have preferred them just to have one like big campaign book. Yeah, it says many more. Many seems to be more than 5 really. So they could churn out 10 of these at, let's just face it, 36, maybe £40 a pop. You're looking at half a grand, £400. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I would actually rather just have one book or 2 books, like you know, split over 2 parts. So I might not cop this, to use a sneakerhead phrase, just because I think it's going to cost a lot for a load of softback books. And you know, when it comes to this, they've gone a step backwards, definitely. I much prefer the hardback. The art of Horus Heresy is one of my favourites, and to have it in softback is just poor. It's gone down the Age of Sigmar route, unfortunately. Because yeah, look, you get such a lovely map of this, and it's such an integral part of the Horus Heresy, the Istvan Drop Site Massacre. I'm really actually surprised that they didn't invest in hardback books for this. That is such a shame, actually. And look at the piddly little contents. It's more of a like a little extra campaign book that you'd get for free within like a box set. I mean, look at this. It's just got Drop Site Massacre, and then, you know, additional rule profiles. Not much meat at all on those bones. It's yeah, and there's not going to be many pictures and things of them, of the units, which is, yeah, such a shame when I saw that article. Then we had a look at these Kamandora blades. Yeah, I just don't like the look of these whatsoever. They just look odd, very, very odd. I don't know who these are for. Even like this thing looks odd. The faces, the proportions. It's almost like if someone asked me to draw some corn cultists or something, that's what I would come out with. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those. You got the faction focus Loyalist Astartes. So you got a little look at their reactions and things. Standout units. Weapon skill 7, 5 attacks, custom gambit to improve critical hits. He's a legendary duelist. He deserves to be. So yeah, I still think they'll debuff him. We'll see. We'll see what his rules say, and I'll compare them because I've got all the old rules as well. Got to make use of those old books from 3 years ago. I say old, I know. The Rumour Engine, 1st of July. Looks like some kind of pouch with a canister, and then the next page we've got to look at White Dwarf 514. Everything changes. Everything changes for a Tzeentchian issue. So Heralds of Tzeentch. So if you're into Tzeentch, Thousand Sons and things, this might be a good pickup. And there's some nice pictures of the Grand Cathay. So yeah. Faction focus, Traitor Astartes. So they did the Loyalist, now the Traitors. So they've got Rights of War. You've got Iron Warriors Gambit. So you've got all these gambits and advanced reactions. Standout units. You've got the Ashen Circle. So they've got their Akkadic Handflamers causing panic 2. And they've got a Vanguard 3 special rule if an enemy is on objective. And then their Axe Rakes are nothing to turn the nose up either. Phage M hamstrings enemy units. You wound for the rest of the game. Interesting. Warhammer Heroes brings another elite team of Space Marines to the battlefield. I don't know. I don't think there's enough about them. You can only have too many Space Marines that are holding a weapon and pointing, and this one just looks straight boring. This one's basically a blood core. These infiltrators look quite straightforward. They're just, yeah, there just doesn't seem to be the pizzazz or uniqueness about them at all, like compared to others previously. Maybe it's the fact that they're Primaris rather than like old school Space Marines, because there's plenty of variety with the Death Guard, with the Terminators, and with the standard Firstborn Space Marines, but not with these. Enter the latest Warhammer 40,000 organised play season. That looks quite cool. A detailed brass medallion for the lucky winner of the event. Warhammer TV this week learn about Istvan 3, so they've got a specific episode about that. Take control of the Tides with a new army rule in Battle Tome Deepkin. So yeah, you've got some nice rules there for them. And then faction focus, the Mechanicum. So the faction focus Mechanicum, you've got building the Tagmata. You got the weapons of the Magos. Look at these. Maybe we'll get those. Standout units. They pick the Domitar Battle Automata. Maybe we'll get those. And the Krios Battle Tank. So Domitars have had their armor save improved to 2+, which is crazy. The combination of Graviton Hammers, Domitar Fists, and Cyclone Missile Launcher. Yep. Krios is another standout. It now has Shred 5+ and Breaching 5+. Suppressive 1 with damage of 2. So yeah, those lightning cannons are pretty nice. And remember, they're a 5-inch blast as well. You got the Future of the Horus Heresy, digital downloads and expansions. Good. We want more digital free stuff. So the mission clock is ticking. At launch, most armies will be supported by the new Liber books, 5 tomes. So yeah, you've got all the books there. You know, they've kind of squeezed an extra book out with the Liber Questoris. They've put all the knights in there. Before, the knights were in the Liber Mechanicum book, so you had 4. Of course, we're missing Talons of the Emperor. Most notable absence, there'll be a free digital PDF rules pack provided at launch. It's quite annoying that it's been 3 years and they've got 5 books ready, but not the 6th. It's a shame if you have Custodes and Sisters of Silence and things, but at least they've covered most of them. And then yeah, look, you've got the digital download. So this is the roadmap, which is pretty nice. So July, Legacies of the Age of Darkness and Talons of the Emperor. August, you've got Militia Imperialis army list. That'd be nice. September, you've got Demons of the Runestorm and Legiones Inductii rules. Black Shield's army list in October. Shatter's army list. And then November, we get Zone Mortalis rules. So, and then of course we've got these extra ones. New minis. So we've got the Assault Marines in the Mark II. You've got the Mark III Breachers. Fantastic. And we've got the Fellblade. The much loved Horus Heresy series will come to an end. So yeah, once this releases, there won't be any Horus Heresy Thursday, which kind of makes sense. Then you've got Enact the Will of Volturnos, or Defend the Spirit Reefs with 2 Armies of the Renown. So that looks quite cool. So that you've got Call Forth the Tsunami You got starting a Space Wolves army in Warhammer 40,000. This is a nicely timed article. I do like these articles. I think they're a big hit. Space Wolves are a new chapter who field. So this is great for people that are new to the hobby, new to Space Wolves, new to these factions. I thoroughly recommend you go through these articles if you've never collected Space Wolves before, because yeah, they are fantastic and they give you a great base of what to pick up first and how to improve your army and expand your army, what to read with the novels, starting your collection. So you've got the novel, Grimnar, and then you can shop the full range as well. They're really good articles, I like them. Faction Focus Solar Auxilia. So this is for Horus Heresy. And yes, so they've got some nice tanks and vehicles there. You've got the Earthshaker cannon, has the ability to crack armor with a breaching 6+, which is quite nice. Standout units is the las rifles section apparently. The las rifles can be upgraded with blast charges. Charonite Ogren section, as well as the Lehman Russ strike tank. Front armor 14, 6 hull points, it can take a lot of armor. And then the battle cannon is improved to AP3 via the heavy AP special rule. Wow, that's game changing. So you've got the 3-inch blast, and then you've got AP4 normally, but to have AP3 means you're going to be, insta killing 3 or 4 Space Marines a turn, at 48-inch range. So now it is pretty horrific against Space Marine heavy support squads now, and it's pinning as well. So you can, if you don't wipe out your heavy support squad, you can pin them potentially. And then you've also got the Vanquisher cannon. This is the thing, like a lot of people were picking the Vanquisher cannon over the battle cannon because it was just simply better. It had a better AP, further range, all those kind of things. Whereas a battle cannon now is, can be quite decent. Enlist a pair of giant sharks or Namati raiding party with 2 new regiments of renown. And then you've got the Warhammer Community Team experiment with the Grand Cathay, and then the Chronicles of Ruin, the Reaping. So a little short story there. And then we've got the faction focus, Questoris Familia. So this is Questoris, so this is Knights. And then standout units, you've actually got the Cerastus Knight Trapos. It's 600 points, but it can deal a lot of damage. You've got the Phase Cutter, which now has a damage characteristic of 6, which can be increased to 12 if it remains stationary before shooting. Another good choice is just the Questoris Knight. Cheaper of the Knights, but the Thermal Cannon, Reaper Chainsword, and Icarus Autocannon is a great round Knight. And then the third choice is the Acastus Knight Asterius. The fearsome conversion beam Desolator array can dominate the battlefield. So yeah, it doesn't say, before it was a heavy conversion beamer. Now it's a Desolator array. So they must have buffed this weaponry, which I'm very, very happy about, considering I am the owner of a Asterius. Very dusty one now. You're invited to the Big Summer Warhammer preview on the 18th of July. So yeah, Big Summer preview, 18th of July, Friday. So we'll see what is happening there. Good that it's at 7 PM. So let's go on over to Games Workshop web store and have a look at those Idoneth Deepkin. Okay, so here we are on Games Workshop's web store. We've got Idoneth Deepkin here. And yeah, it says Rise from the Abyss to Raid the Realms. So if we just click on New and Exclusive and all pre-orders, and if we just filter them high to low. Now, so we've got the Spearhead, £87.50 now for the Spearhead. This is what you get. So it looks like you get 10 of these minis and 6 of these minis. So I think you get like 2 units there, 1 unit, and then another unit. So 4 units there. It consists of 17 minis. So you get 1 Achillean King, which can alternatively be built as Volturnos, High King of the Deep. 3 Achillean Ishlain Guard, which can be built as Achillean Morsar Guard. And then 3 Achillean Morsar, which can be alternatively built as Achillean Ishlain Guard. And then 10 Namati Reavers. So yeah, almost 300 components for that set. We've also got the Battle Tome and the cards. It's a shame that they're not separate. I don't think that they're separate, but £50 for the Gamers Edition of the Battle Tome. How many? It's quite small as well. It's quite a small little Gamers Edition softback book, but it's easier to carry around. Again, I just do away with that. I mean, the cards are all right, but I just have all the rules digital for free. Everyone's got their phone, they can read them on their phone. 98-page softback book, it's not too bad. And then you've got all your War Scroll cards. Got the drop pods from last week. Dawn of Fire, I think, was last week, the Silent King, 45. Logan Grimnar is actually sold out, which is interesting. So all these Space Wolves releases were last week. You've got the Battle Tome for Idoneth Deepkin, £37. I'm thinking that is going to be 98 pages, yeah, same number of pages as the Gamers Edition, of course, but it is hardback for the £37. You've got the Idoneth Deepkin Manifestations, £35.50. I thought that these were quite expensive, but I don't know how big they are. They look cool, lots of detail. I wonder if they are made in China though, because normally the endless spells and scenery are. But yeah, £35 for those. If you've got Idoneth Deepkin, these will work fantastically well with that force. You've got Arjak Rockfist is also out of stock. You've got Najal Stormcaller. Yeah, really odd that they're just not making enough of these characters. Then you've got new release for today, new pre-order for today. Mathala, Oracle of the Abyss, £26. I don't think that's too bad, considering it could have been worse. Could have been £28 or £30. I think it is just a WYSIWYG model though. You've got Wolfguard Battle Leader. So another Space Wolf set of releases from last week. You've got the Killzone upgrade Shrine statue from last week. You've got Icon the Sea Storm, £24. Again, not too bad for this one, considering you've got a couple of options there. And if you paint the sea creatures different, then that'll be all right. You've got Paragon of Faith was last week. You got the War Scroll cards for £20. So this is the thing, like you can get the codex and the cards for £57, so £7 more than the Gamers Edition with the cards. Yeah, whether you think it's worth £7 for a bigger hardback book, I personally think it is completely, coupled with the fact that you can get that Battle Tome and probably the cards at a discount from a third-party seller, then it's a no-brainer then. You've got more Space Wolves releases from last week, but then you've got Soul Scryer, kind of like a sorcerer really, £20.50. Not too bad. I think it's going to be in a blister pack, this one. It's literally just one sprue though. It says 2018, so this one came out, yeah, quite a while ago, quite a few years ago. But yeah, you're now getting this released separately. Yeah, 11 components. Doesn't say if it's a blister pack, but I think it would be. You got some dice, so the Deepkin dice look very nice, translucent. Still not as good as the translucent Lumineth ones, I don't think, but Space Wolf dice were last week. These books like Ravener and Dawn of Fire were last week. Above and Beyond were. Oaths of Damnation, Demon Hammer, and then White Dwarf as well. So not many releases. It is purely the Idoneth Deepkin this week, just those releases. So not many at all. I think next week will be the big week. I really do. I think we'll have the Horus Heresy new Space Marine box set, Saturnine, that will be up for pre-order next week. And I think that the Fellblade and the Breachers and the Assault Marines will be later on, but not too far in the future. So that is it for the news and pre-orders for Saturday the 5th of July. What do you guys think? Are you still recovering from the Space Wolves, and or are you saving up all your pennies ready for this Horus Heresy release next week? Well, we think it's next week. Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.